Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This whole issue of secession have generated a lot of debate such that a lot of persons are actually thinking of aligning themselves ahead of time peradventure if the secession plan succeeds so that they will be better placed in case this whole thing works out. But before we go to the newspaper to find out really what some clans, some communities, some tribes are doing to position themselves ahead of the referendum and secession, would like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, the Yoruba ethnic group in Kwara and Kogi state has demanded a merger with their kith and kin in the southwestern region through boundary adjustment. The group, which occupies 7 local government areas in Kwara South Senatorial Zone and 5 local government areas in Kogi State, in a statement said it has forwarded a memorandum to the National Assembly on the platform of Kwara South Consultative Forum. According to the national president of the forum, Pa Joseph Aderibigbe, who was the first secretary to Kwara State government when it was created in 1967, the group submitted a memorandum to the 9th National Assembly's Committee on Review of the Nigerian Constitution with a demand for the merging of the Yoruba of Kwara and Kogi with their kinsmen in the southwest through boundary adjustment. The group added that the Yoruba in the group should have their own administrative units like others within the proposed region. It further demanded that the rest of the Yoruba in the remaining 5 local government areas of the state should be part of Kwara's Yoruba to be merged with the proposed western region through a referendum. The KSCF in its memorandum said, the Yoruba of Kwara South, occupying 7 out of the 16 local government areas in the state, and their counterparts in Kogi State were not given any say to determine where they wanted to be and who they wanted to live with before lumping them in with the Northern Protectorate, contrary to their right to self-determination as enshrined in the United Nations Atlantic Charter. The search for freedom, liberty, independence, and self-determination for our people, born and unborn, therefore continues. We want a group and a region to which we truly belong, where respect between us and others is reciprocal. We can no longer tolerate second-class citizenship, marginalization, and domination in a place and state that is supposed to be for all of us who live in it. On the country's presidential system of government, Aderibigbe noted that it was very expensive for the country's economy, adding that it was insufficiently participatory to satisfy the yearnings and aspirations of the citizenry. According to him, this has led to the clamor by the forum for the return of the country to parliamentary system of government. Well, you can see that it's a case of everybody demanding for one sort of freedom or self-determination or the other. I guess this whole thing began with the issue of Biafra trying to look for their trying to actualize and secede of the country. It has, so to speak, given rise to others to also start speaking up. Don't forget the fact that the economy is so harsh, and the fact that there seem to be unequal treatment to some of the Nigerian citizens. I guess that's why a lot of persons are saying, look, instead of us being second-class citizens in our own country, why don't we go to those who will share the same values, the same aspirations, the same belief system and culture? That way, respect will be reciprocal, not the domineering attitude that they get, being that they're lumped into the Northern Protectorate, even though they have the southwestern heritage running through them. But let's quickly feel the pulse of Nigerians over this matter. This one here is saying, I concur. The geographical placement no just follow. The core north will only accept the Yoruba-speaking people in the middle belt when it favors them. But yes, when it favors them, politically, else they don't belong there. This one here is saying their demand is in order, and if you don't like it, please pass. Probably you must be from the north. This one here is saying about the time. This one here is saying Kwara has 12 speaking Yoruba local government area out of 16. That's really large. Why 7, that's Kwara South, only demanding theirs? Doesn't matter whether 7 or not, they all have freedom to demand whatever they choose. This one here is saying, so as not to be left out of Oduduwa Republic. I thought as much, because they're beginning to see that if Oduduwa Republic is probably up, actually, if of course, it's still on the probability, if after Oduduwa Republic is actualized and they are left behind, they will have to be lumped up with the Northern Protectorate. Of course, how would you feel like when you see your own brothers and sisters being, forming their own nation, and you can't, find your way out of it? But this one here is saying, let's continue. This one here is saying, I'm happy with this, but if the Ilorin people prefer to join the North, please leave them. They have seemed to be suffering from serious identity crisis. Wow. This one here is saying, Okbono, but I think that's an insult. Let that slide. Let it pass. This one here is saying, I was about pointing this out, that Kwara has 12 speaking Yoruba local government area out of 16, and of all the 16 local government, only Barute, Edun, Kayama, Batige aren't Yoruba local government area. As the post has said earlier on, only Kwara South made the proposal, while Asa, as Afon, Barute, Kosoboso, Edun, Lafigi, Ekiti, Ararome, Opin, Efelodun, Share, Ilorin East, Okeoyin, Ilorin South, Fufu, Ilorin West, Ilorin, Erekpodun, Omoaran, Osin, Owinsin, Owoinsin, Kayama, Moro, Bode, Saudu, Okeron, Ilofa, Ofa, Oyin, Ilemona, Patige. Those are the local government areas within the said within the said community or region, or rather the said community they're looking out for, that actually speaks Yoruba within. This one here is saying they are going nowhere. They are in love with one Nigeria. They must stay with their beloved North and masters. Try nonsense and your youth will be used for shooting practice. End of story. Calm down. These guys have every right to what if they want to secede. You have no right to tell anybody. They have this freedom of choice. It's not left for the federal government, to look into referendum. It's a strange in the law. Sometimes let's not get carried away by this whole. Let's look at what does the law say. Then, if it's within the law of the country or law of the Nigeria, if it has not been amended, of course, if it has not been amended, secretly, it's within their right. You shouldn't tell them that they will use them for shooting practice. Of course, practically speaking, it's being practical, but legitimately, as in looking at it legally, they are within their right. Let's continue. This one here is saying there's no way Ilorin can be left out. There are countless of villages and towns after Ilorin. E.g., coming from Ogbomosho to Ilorin, there are about 2 towns in between. Going from Ilorin to north, that's Niger, there are hundreds of Yoruba towns. Wow, really? How did it happen? As in, how did it get? Oh dear. But this is good. Thank God they've actually written to the Senate, the House of Assembly. They really look into this, because such a same clan, same culture should actually be in the same place. But now they're asking for geographical adjustments. How are they going to adjust it? Are they going to relocate them? Well, it's not left for both the geographers within Nigeria and the National Assembly to decide that. But then, don't also forget that right now, there are too many things in the hands of the government for them to, begin to. That probably may be the least of the problems of this country right now, because there's strikes here, secession there, hike there, so many insecurity here and there. That may be the least of the federal government or the National Assembly's problem. But that's what we're going to wrap it up. What's your take on the fact that the Yorubas within the Northern Protectorate are demanding that there should be geographical adjustment and they should follow their clan. Probably peradventure, if Oduduwa is realized, they will not be left behind. Let's meet in that conversation. Let's interact. What's your view and take on this latest?